Yo, wong. This your boy, Jeton Legendary, and we have ourselves another Cyberpunk photo session. This time, this is part 2 for the country, ladies. Okay, that's Texas V, Louisiana V, and Kentucky V. Okay, look, over on the gaming channel, I'm gonna be uploading videos of the behind the scenes of these videos, so you could go and check that out if you want. That's gonna be all the parts I don't show. So I'll be telling y'all that these can take hours to record. It's going to be a lot of those parts you don't see, where I'm building scenes and stuff like that, finding locations. Not so much changing clothes, because that's risky, so we can't do that. But, make sure you check out Instagram. That's where I upload most of these photos. Deviant for the stuff that's a little too much for Instagram, but not too much now. Music channel, that's where you hear all this background music. Hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification bell, share it to people join Legendary Clan Sports and become legendary. Share with the Switch peoples, please. And with that being said, let's get straight into it. Alrighty, my good peoples, I have decided that it's probably not a good idea to try and keep pushing my computer to attempt some crap. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna find some cool little house spots, and they'll just have country outfits. I done built that scene two times now. I've been doing this for like an hour and I ain't took a single picture yet, so that color is nice. I'm gonna just find some good spots, give me some space, man, and see what I can do. You know what spot I just remembered I haven't used? The fucking casino pool, dude. This is a nice spot right here. If you never went down here, you know what I mean? Where's the sun at? Oh, there we go. Go ahead and back that up, back it up, back it up, back it up. Okay, it's pretty light up here. I should be able to... I gotta do my stuff in Ultra, man. It can't be nothing less, okay? It just can't. I don't have Photoshop and all that yet, so I can't just do regular Ultra and then edit my stuff, okay? I gotta do Ultra, have it as clean as I can make it through the in-game and the little bit of editing that I can do on the outside. Although if anybody knows any really good free editors, let your boy know, because that would help too. I ain't got that right now though, so guess it's better. It could also be because of how much crap I spawned for that setup. Usually I do it down over at Judy's cabin, where I won't have to spawn nearly as much because there's already a bit of grass and everything over there. But I didn't really think about that till now. That tree might give us some issues. I kind of wanted to use the spot though because it looked cool, but see. We shall see. What happened? Okay, well, I guess I was wrong. The game is really not... My computer ain't even hot though. This. Okay. Alrighty, I look down. It's a little warm. It's a little warm. Alright, I'm gonna do what I have to do then. I'm gonna do what we can. Like I said, it is hot. It is pretty dang hot. Like, there's not a whole lot the air can do to make it to cool it, because it is 90 out there. And then when I'm recording these, obviously I need the audio to be as clean as possible, so I have to have the door closed. So the air circulation ain't great. Ah, dang, I forgot about that. Because this casino is unfinished, you can't actually go that far away. About this side. Still see the sun? We cannot. Dang it! Bought one of these bean bags. I don't think I ever used one of these. That'd actually be tight, actually. I don't think I've ever used one of these. But yeah, it's pretty warm. We're just gonna do it in Ultra. I'm gonna just do whatever necessary editing that needs to be done after this. Okay. Simple, clean fit, yellow nails. Alright, to match the yellow and green on the Australia shirt. Why Australia? Shoot, I don't know why not. Clean. It's a clean little shirt. I was gonna use the Japan shirt, but I was like, wait, why don't I use that for the Japanese character next time we do pictures with her? Which will happen again. Do another episode with the Asian characters because we have an Indian lady now. Okay, so it's gonna be perfect. Alright, let's see what kind of proper lighting we can get here on regular ultra graphics. Usually when you do overall lighting, it could be a bit overbearing due to the regular ultra graphics just not having the coloring you might need, although right now it's actually not too bad. But what we do have to worry about with regular ultra graphics is the constant auto adjusting. It shouldn't, because the sunlight is right there, but you never know. You never know. This is gonna be, back quality is good. Stick around here for now till it hopefully doesn't, but until it inevitably auto adjusts and tries to do our job for us. Let's go about 40. I kind of like the background, so I don't want 30. So I don't want too much film. Too much film grain. I like the way that looks like that. Let me get this controller out my way. Won't be needing that. Alright, there we go. Alright, finally, ready to fucking go. It's been an hour and we haven't taken a single picture yet. Let's try to use some of the newer poses. Have a fair amount of, well, whatever works with his beanbag, I guess. Whatever works with the little beanbag. I'm not sure how many will. Oh, that might work. Her leg is a little long, but gotta see that part. You ain't gotta see her leg. I'm kind of trying to predict the inevitable here. Auto adjusting, but it has not happened yet, surprisingly enough. It's kind of upsetting me because I already know it's gonna happen when I don't want it to. You know what I'm saying? Pop her down there. Oh. You're seated in the chair. Leg is probably fully through the ground. Yep, but it's all good. You ain't gonna see that. You ain't even gonna be able to see that, so it's all good. They're right about there. Actually, I kind of think I want it without the hat. The hat cool, but I think that'll work better for one of our other characters. Yeah, there we go. Have her little afro out. She ain't had the afro as her hairstyle in a hot minute, so I had to put the afro back on. I've been making her rock the ponytail for the longest. It's a great ponytail, don't get me wrong, but you know, gotta pull the hair back out at some point. About there. Regular ultra is never too bad. It's just I like to make sure that I'm getting the utmost quality, because then you get shadows like this that happen because of the poor lighting that can happen with regular ultra. Then again, you know, if I had a good editor, that wouldn't be nearly as big of an issue. Like I said, if anybody knows a decent free editor, let your boy know. Let your dog know, you know what I mean? Right about there, that should be good. I didn't think the light was gonna leak through her afro, though it does make sense because that really does happen. It's clean, but it ain't the clean that I was looking for. I kind of forgot about the light leak. Let's bring that down a little bit too. A little bit too much grayness going on. Out there. Just the lights a little bit. Get rid of that right there. We don't want that there. Because when you're doing it regularly with in-game, the best control you have is the lighting. But when you can edit your photo, there's a lot more that you could add to it as well. And that's one of the things that I'll be missing. But, you know. That Photoshop cost, boy, god dog, boy. That should be better. Now that it's not leaking directly to her face. Much better. That out of here. Delete that first one. On to the next. This will do though. This will do. Until then. I said though, anybody know? I'll take whatever at that moment. If it's good though, it's gotta be actually good. No crap, you know. Some of these photo editors out here are not good. Or you'll have the ones that'll be like, oh, free use, but then when you save it, it puts a watermark on your crap. Like, nigga, please. I lost your mind. Dang watermark on here, boy. Back some. And okay, change the face. I'm sitting here recording the behind the scenes, which as said in the intro, that'll be, you know, on the gaming channel. You'll be seeing a lot of behind the scenes. Skyrim, GTA, Cyberpunk, Fortnite. Fortnite will mostly be me actually building whole maps. So that'd be kind of cool. If you ever wanted to see how I be building certain maps. Well, I guess I can't say how I build. I haven't been doing enough Fortnite photos, I ain't going back. And Fortnite is too dang pretty of a game not to, especially with the maps that I be making. That game don't get enough love for its absolutely immaculate graphics. Easily, hands down, one of the best looking games out and about, Shan. It's that Unreal Engine 5, you know, it's epic directly, so you know they got it's always gonna be on the current, most updated version of it. For the people that made Unreal Engine, you know what I mean, they made Fort, so it's gonna get updated. Graphics on that game are stupendous, tremendous. And the maps I be building, gorgeous. I make some real pretty maps. So it'll be tight to show you all the build process. Sun in the background, makes it look cleaner. Gives it more of that look that we're looking for, you know? Check what that look like. I'll be making some real pretty maps over there though. Okay? Real pretty. Right there. Get that out my way. You know what I'm saying? Maps be pretty as fuck. I gotta show that stuff more. Great looking maps, man. Great looking maps. Let's see here. I'll say that last one's more like a chair. Just sitting in the bang bean bag, dude. Oh, I took a picture on accident. I hit spacebar on accident. Delete. Just chilling in the bean bag. In real life, because this casino is never used, this bean bag would be filthy. This is not something you would want to sit in. Guarantee that your clothing will be dusty afterwards. Dusty and nasty looking from all the fucking filth. Dead bug bodies from all the little bugs they got stuck. Eggs got stuck in the fabric. Imagine you so dang small you could get stuck in the fabric of something, like some dang quicksand, but it's just a chair for a human to sit in every now and then. You got stuck in a dang chair. Oh yeah, actually that's good. We just need to lift the light up just a little bit. Get rid of some of those, there we go, unwanted shadows. Boom, you know what I'm saying? Number 4. I need to do another Enjoy photo session. It's been a hot minute. I was just on there yesterday taking some pictures. I need to, I know one thing I need to do is I need to just hop on Cyberpunk, Skyrim, and Fallout. Build white rooms so that I can make reference poses and then port them into Enjoy. It won't be the cleanest thing ever, but it'd be pretty good because I don't want to keep using the same poses over and over for all my dang Enjoy photos. That's gonna look pretty bad. The backgrounds, you know, if you got like a white room background, that's perfectly fine because that's what a lot of modeling stuff is like. But Doing the same poses on all characters is that's not gonna work. What's going on here? Oh. Back to number 1. Let's see here. Let's make use of this little table. Actually, hold me back. Oh shoot! I should have saved the graphic. Whatever settings I had, I kind of just went in. Yeah, I need to port in some new stuff. Port some new stuff in. Ah shoot! Got that dang handle on. I forgot that's what she was actually wearing. I don't keep using the we don't want to use the same fucking, you know, poses for each and every dang single photo. That's not gonna work, clearly. So one of these days I'm gonna take some time to just do a bunch of that. If I go on the proper side of this table, I just spin it around a little bit. That'd be tight. Whole bunch of poses. Probably could release it as a dang mod pack too, for real, for real. I'm sure there's a lot of people who want some more poses. The problem is, it's not the most accurate thing ever when you're adding poses to Enzoy. It's a little janky. Yeah, well, it's a lot of janky, but some poses come out better than others. But one of these days, I'm gonna do that. I have so many dang poses on Skyrim, there should be 0 issues. I got so many poses on this game, there should be 0 issues. And so many poses on Fallout, there should be 0 issues. What I should do though, is because of the Enzoy characters having mostly smaller builds, I probably should do it with my smaller characters, just so it could detect their body easier. It's fucking auto adjusted on. It was kind of dark actually, it's kind of cleaner now. Might be where it was. It actually is. Okay, you know what? It actually auto adjusted properly. Holy, that rarely happens. It went back to where I had it in the first place. I forgot to save. But one of these days I'm gonna do that. Or not one of these days, probably as soon as I'm done here actually. Enzoy is too good looking of a game not to use that as another photo studio. I mean, that was the whole reason I wanted it any dang ways. So that I could do more photos for my, more characters, more photos, cleaner designs and all that. I know I said I was gonna do some, add some AI stuff here and there. I'm working on some crap. Trust. There's a website that I use that has extremely clean generations, and you know, all my prompts that I've been using. You know, you combine extremely clean generations with extremely clean generation video, and guess what? You get fucking dang near movie level quality. That's what I've been working on. So you'll see a little bit of that. You'll see a little bit of that. I want to make a long form one though. I feel like I haven't made a long form joint in a hot minute, but it's going to be more like a studio. I don't have anything yet for you know how you be seeing some people's joints and they got it where like it's the same character in different situations. I don't have nothing like that yet, but until then I can definitely still create some very clean stuff. That's definitely what I'm going to be doing. Boom. Gotta reduce it down to 50 a little bit because that was slightly too bright. Now it matches the rest of the photos. Okay, it's still slightly lighter. I'm gonna put it about 60. That should be good. That's slightly lighter than the rest of them. We don't want no off-colored photos now, do we? Not me, at least. Oh, it's almost 3. I ain't got nothing to post to Instagram. Hold on, I'm messing up. Get right up when I'm done with her. Right when I am done with this character. Yeah, I'm a couple of things I'm gonna get done. Working on a big AI video, and by big I mean attempting to breach 1 minute and 30 seconds. It's a lot that goes into it. A lot of clips you got to build before you can make a full-on video. You know how a lot of times when you see that high quality AI stuff that people be doing, it's like 2 minutes or less long. That's why most gens don't do over 5 seconds, and if it does, you have to get the points for it. Now the joint I use, you can get up to 10 seconds, so I could pull it off. The problem is they want you to pay. My thing is not that I can't afford it or whether I can or can't, it's the fact that I don't trust that website all that much, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I'm sure there's a lot of people like me, but putting your card information on a random, it's gonna sound racist, but it's not. It's just the truth. Putting your card information on a random Chinese AI website isn't exactly the smartest idea. You know what I'm saying? Is it a very good website? Yes. But, my card information, I don't know about all that now. It's kind of expensive. It is actually kind of expensive too. But there's ways around it, and that's what I'm doing. That's what your boy's doing. Okay? I'm finding ways around. Although, the dang email I was using got disabled, so I gotta make a new one. I gotta make a new one, boy. It was like, we found suspicious activity. It's like, oh, finally? Huh? I've been doing it for a hot minute now. It's some old random crap, though. It's not like it's big time and stuff. It's a good gin, though. It is a good gin. I'm surprised that not that many people know about it. And maybe there is a lot of people that know about it. It's not like I go looking the stuff up. Who does and doesn't know, I just be seeing what works for me. And if it worked, I'm on it. I'm trying to make use of this table, but I did pass by a lot of good ones, actually. But yeah, I'm gonna see what I could do. I probably won't do like a ton because, obviously if I'm generating a ton of dang AI videos, number one, that's whack. To me, at least. That ain't... It's generative stuff. It ain't real stuff. It ain't like, I'm actually putting the time into it. The video making process will be long, but the actual photo process is not. So it doesn't feel quite as legit. Kind of like when I'm doing this. It took a whole hour just to get started. And now that we're finally here actually doing these, we're at 20 minutes now. It's a bit of a real deal process that goes into this. Making this character wasn't a fast one. You know what I mean? Making her dang, every dang thing about this character wasn't fast. It's never fast. With AI, it's pretty fast. Once you make your first initial prompt that you really like and everything works, that's it. That is literally it. Then you're just generating. And whatever you do or don't like, that's about it. That's about the hardest part of it. Nah, this photo sucks, and you delete that one. Oh, this photo's better, and so you keep that one. It's like, oh, this photo sucks, so you delete that one. That's about it. Once you're past that initial hard part, there's no more hard part. It's just generate some stuff now. As for this, there will always be trials and tribulations with this stuff. Like building a background scenery 2 times within the hour and losing it both times. And now you're at the casino pool because you don't want to spend another hour making it. It was a good setup too. Dang game just wasn't handling it, and I forgot it's hot as fuck. I would rather not set my computer on fire, so this is the only computer I got. If this computer fails, shoot, might not see another video from your boy in for a very long time. I ain't got money like that, okay? So I need to keep this computer as healthy as can be. Because not a single one of my laptops could ever pull this off. Boom. and that'd be it. I might see a video from me in like fucking year or something. Maybe not a year, but it'll be a minute. So I'd rather not stress the computer out too much if I ain't got to. It's hot, so we gonna keep it safe. Now see, this wouldn't be a problem though if I lived in a place that wasn't so fucking scorching. To you, it's the real issue. Hot as fuck here. It's only getting hotter, so that's the downside. The good part is when it gets cool, it's cool for a long time. But when it's not cool, it is not cool. It's about as hot as it can be. I ain't gonna lie, I'm like one of those peoples when you say it's cold and you're like, oh, you think you know cold? I be hearing people talk about, man, it's 90 out, it's so hot right now. Man, shoot, dude. 90 is just for now. 110, 115, 118 is the inevitable. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm sure humidity is crazy, but I ain't felt humidity in some time. But 90-degree humidity is bad, don't get me wrong. But 120 dead air, no wind, you feel your skin baking, literally. That's not even a joke. And don't be one of them dang crazy fools who be talking about putting on lotions and stuff before they go out. That is not the best idea. I keep hearing a lot of people talking about, oh, black people do get skin cancer. Well, I mean, yeah, if you're putting chemicals on your skin, and some folks be putting chemicals on their skin that's not even meant for our skin. You're baking chemicals into your skin. It probably could cause skin cancer. I don't put on no lotions when I go out in hot, dead, still air because that crap bakes into your skin. You literally feel your skin baking. That's how hot it is. And because the air is so dead, you're basically in an oven. Ovens don't have much air moving around. Not much airflow in an oven. Okay, a lot of dead still heat though, that's for sure. It get hot, boy. My sisters was saying that. She was like, every time I get in the heat, I feel like my skin is boiling. I'm like, well, yeah, you're putting on lotions and crap. You're putting lotions on and crap. I don't want to be ashy. I'm like, I ain't put a single bit of lotion on. Where the fuck you see ash on me? None. Nada. Only time I'd ever put like any type of product on my skin is right after a shower, because you know we got fucking hard water out here. And if you don't, you know, your skin will get itchy. Nothing like having itchy skin in 120, 110 degree weather. Talk about being miserable, holy. Itchy skin in 110 degree weather, 115. Ay, 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 terrible, terrible, terrible. That's, you know, that's after you're done washing, so you ain't really got to worry about that. But like when it's actually like time to go and step into that dang heat, and I ain't putting crap on my skin. Because you literally feel your skin baking. That's not even being over dramatic. That's straight truth. Feel your skin baking in the heat. It's insane. It's slow and it's hot, so it's not like painful, but it is like, dang, it sucks. And I can only imagine how much worse it feels if you're putting on fucking sprays and oils and lotions. That's for at home. You know what I mean? That's for at home. When it's time to step into that heat though, that's a full 10 and all 10 are clean. When it's time to step in that heat though, and keep that skin, whatever natural fucking oils or moisture comes out of your skin, keep it to that. That's it. These fools be baking lotions into themselves. That's not a good idea, man. Alright, boom. On to the next. Alrighty, peoples. We are at the next spot, the beach. I was gonna set up a background scene and all that, but then I kind of thought about it. I'm like, wait, I was gonna do like a she was in the bayous, you know, she's supposed to be from Louisiana. But then I kind of thought, I'm like, the last thing you would ever want to do is to be swimming in murky water. That's a good way to catch a disease no one has ever heard of. So, I'm like, you know what, let's just make it, this episode is the southern folks enjoying the beauty and the pleasures of Night City, okay? Because, you know, that's not something that I would ever recommend, is, enjoying the sweet taste of murky water, and bayou water, and swamp water, and all that good stuff. Like I said, if you ever wanted to catch a disease, you know, that's how you do it. We want it early morning, or I think I like early morning. Fog. Let's go with no volumetric fog. With the fog. Okay, I like it with the fog. Let's reposition the Hummer real quick. Hummer. I mean, just because she in Cali don't mean she not still southern. She's just chilling in Cali. Although, you know, I'm sure Night City isn't exactly the place to go and visit when coming to go visit, you know, good old California. But you know, she good. She got the heater on her, got the Glock on her, and a revolver. Okay, we did have to bust a couple of heads before we got here, so you know, real cowgirl stuff. That's what she's supposed to be. So, you know, we had to pull up with the heaters. A bunch of fucking Maelstrom dudes, they was talking crazy, so they had to die. You know Maelstrom. Maelstrom don't be giving a crap about nobody, so you can't give a crap about them. Maelstrom is my least favorite gang in this game. They suck. They're a bunch of trash talkers, bunch of drugged up trash talkers. It's like, you gotta stop talking, sir. Ma'am. They get the least respect from your boy. Okay, now, how do we do this without shining the absolute crap out of the metal on this Hummer and making this whole photo set look terrible? Because that Hummer is going to absorb every bit of light we use. The glass too. Not to mention, you know, her being pale and all. Gotta make this work. That's not too bad. We're gonna have to reduce the lighting though. Lighting on her. Kind of grayish now. That could be the fog though. That is the downside to the volumetric fog. Adds a lot of grayness. See that? See the difference? But then you lose all that background light too. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna go the other way. I think it'll be better this way. A little easier to work with. I'm about to set up the whole bayou scene and everything, you know, and I'm like, wait a minute. Swimming in a bayou, in a swamp, in a bog? Bad idea. There's so many fucking parasites. So much filth. You know what I mean? Crocodiles be eating and boo-boo and poopy peepees in them waters and crap. You want to go swimming at? And that's how you get that flesh-eating bacterias and crap like that. I mean, there's other ways, of course, but that's like one of the biggest ways. If you ever wanted to catch a flesh-eating bacteria for whatever fucking reason, okay, swampy waters is how you do it the fastest way. I wouldn't recommend it because you know, it's kind of horrible. But hey, some people will do whatever they wish. Although I would hope no one would be stupid enough to want something like that, or be stupid enough to do something like that. You ain't even gotta want it. Some people just stupid and do it. You know what I'm saying? Some people just stupid and do it. She's on the beach now, so we don't need the boots no more. The boots was gonna be for the bayou part. You know what I think the real issue is? Not the background, but the Hummer. We got this behemoth of a machine here on the beach, and we're trying to make this work by having her sitting on top of it. I think that's what the real issue is, folks. Not the beach, not the background, the Hummer. We're not even gonna see it, so I don't even know why I pulled it out, for real, for real. This wasn't even gonna work in the bayou scene. We would have had to make the bayou scene so big. What makes the Hummers ridiculous is not its length, because it's not a long vehicle. About 15, maybe 16 feet long. That's nothing. Now, just in case for all my folks out there who don't know a ton about cars, you're like, well, is that long? Nah, see, a Suburban is about 18 and a half, right? Expedition is like 17, probably breaching 18 feet long. The Excursions from back in the day are about 19. If you want to go real old school to the era of massive American luxury cars, most of those cars were 19 to 20 feet long, some 21 feet long. Big freaking cars. What makes the Hummer absurd is its width. The dang thing was made to fit within the tracks of a tank. As you can see by the massive amounts of space in the middle, because that's where the chassis is, it does it quite well, a little too well. As you can see, we have her on one side, we could fit her in the middle, and on the other side, and there would be a little bit of gap space in between each character if we did that. That's how wide this dang thing is. That's why it's not working. It's just too big, man. Plus the simple fact of who the fuck... I mean, you could definitely bring a Hummer on the beach, but I don't know if it's legal, but you know, it could work. I just don't think it's gonna work for right now. We're not even gonna be able to see the thing. Matter of fact, we should use it as a frontal piece. Let me pop the doors open, actually. Or a background piece. Oh, I can open all the dang doors on this thing? Nice. Why didn't that work for the 4-door cars? Okay, yeah, we definitely gonna use this for a background. Oh, I can't get close enough. Hold on. Actually, keep that one open. Oops. This one, so I can get close. There we go. Gotta be as close as possible. Oh, I'm stuck in the Hummer. There we go. Alright. Now, the Hummer was made for military purposes. Some of you probably noticed this thing's doors, it doesn't have the most space on the inside. That's the Hummer for you. Not a very spacious vehicle in terms of, you know, cabin space outside of, you know, well, the main thing is, because a lot of these would have a gun on top, you gotta have that wide seat as well as the chassis being there so that someone could be here and you could run up to the top of the gun. But then when they made the civilian version, since the Hummer was just built that way because that's what the chassis is, you know, obviously it's gonna stay that way. That's also another reason why it's a bit cramped. Another thing why, you know, it's unfortunate for some folks out there. They just never gonna be able to drive vehicles like this. I could easily fit in a Hummer. No issue, man. Freaking love Hummers. If I have one, not anytime soon. Quite expensive. But, you know, it never hurts to try to get one in the future. Now, a light blocker not gonna work because of us not being able to be on maximum graphics. We're gonna do what we can here. How to make use of this Hummer. It's not very spacious, so I'm gonna see what I can do here. I'm expecting this to be a slight struggle actually using this thing. Gonna see what we can do here. On the beach, in a Hummer, you know what I mean? In a Hummer on the beach. Feel what I'm saying? Hummer on the beach. Beach on the Hummer? Not good. I gotta figure out how we can fit her in this thing. At least sideways or something. If she was just sitting there, it'd be fine, but we'll be doing poses and crap. I need seated poses, most likely. Obviously, the what's names ain't gonna work. Alright, so go ahead. Push her all the way back to the side. Or back if we can. Before her dang leg collides. The Hummer is so not spacious that even V makes it look somewhat large. A Hummer's cabin space is not great. If you've never seen a Hummer up close, they're quite, like I said, they're quite large. It's the inside that's like, it's a little cramped, ain't it? Because, you know, it's a military vehicle, so it really wasn't made for comfort and all that good stuff. And when they made the civilian variant, they put all that extra stuff. A Hummer on the norm is like 5,700 pounds, which is pretty dang heavy for how bare bones they are. But the H1, they slapped so much crap in there that by the time the truck finally died off in 2006, the dang thing was weighing a bit over 8,000 pounds. You know how much crap you gotta put in a vehicle to take it from 5,700 to 8,000 pounds? That's a lot of crap. Well, cabin space for the Hummer is not great. Sure is a good looking vehicle though. Sure is a good looking box on wheels. If I ever had the opportunity, oh, I'm definitely getting. Might not be the most spacious, but I'm not a large person, so I won't have that problem. Okay? I won't have that issue. That is an issue I will not have. You know what I do want to do though? I was going to make it cloudy for the swagginess, but now that we're behind the vehicle, we need more sunlight. Hopefully we can change it now. No? Dang. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Now the picture is much brighter, much prettier, much more beautiful. The darkness was not good enough. We got a lot of shadow here though. For why didn't I adjust all this? That's that. So it might be one of the main lamps here. Right there. That one right there. Where the heck is all this where's all this shadow coming from on the leg though? That's just simply because of how her leg is folded. Oh, it is. About halfway right there. Big ol' Hummer, boy. Them joints is dumb wide. Hummers are big, wide, heavy vehicles, not very long. You see their true size in person though. It is a big vehicle. I'm definitely not saying it's not a big vehicle. It absolutely is a big vehicle. Just not as long as you might think. Much like a Challengers and old school Challengers and Cudas. In pictures they look small, but when you see them in person, man, they are wide. I just saw one not too long ago. It's absolutely gorgeous burgundy 1971 Cuda, I believe it was. They are wide cars. Look at them in a picture, it's like, dang, these cars are smaller than you realize. And then you look at you find out that they weigh nearly 4,000 pounds. It's like, how? And you see them in person, it's like, oh, that's how. Fucking wide body with no wide body. On a wide body fender in sight, but the actual car itself is just wide. They're not long like most muscle cars. Most muscle cars, she still got them dang silver teeth. Most muscle cars back in the day were long, like your Chargers. Most of your B-body platforms, realistically. Charger, Coronet, the Super B, all them joints. Boom, all those B-body platform cars. And you see the Challenger platform. Like I said, in pictures it seems small. You see them in real life and they are wide. Too dang wide, because a lot of the cars you saw with that much width back in the day were because they were big American luxury cars. We talking about a muscle car that dang wide? Ridiculous. I think it's the way I'm making her sit is why she looks large in this truck. But I mean, these are all sit back joints. She's gonna be sitting way the fuck back in the car. That's not gonna work though. Oh, I'm an idiot. Haha, I forgot. It might work. Lighting placement's gonna be a little weird, but it might work. I forgot you could get up in this piece, man. Now here's the issue though. Like I said, they're not long. So I don't think that's gonna work very well. The console, massive. Them dang buttons. To be fair, like I said, these things were 8,000 pounds toward the end of their life. You wouldn't need that many buttons for an 8,000 pound vehicle. That's a lot more weight than the normal car. A lot more weight. Let me try some different seated poses. Other ones that could work. Maybe there's some other ones. The wide truck, boy. That's a wide truck, boy. What's changing? Oh, hand placement. That's not gonna work. No way. Not with the way she's sitting, at least. I have to lean her forward so that she isn't on the steering wheel. Or in the steering wheel. Trucks, man. Gorgeous fucking trucks, though, man. Let me get my hands on one of these, man. Shoot. Problem is, these big boys did not depreciate. A lot of cars of the 2006 era depreciated hard as fuck. You could get your hands on a Rolls Royce for probably like 40,000 from this era. You could get a Bentley from this era for like 40,000 or less. A Hummer? Man, shoot, you're gonna be paying about 190 to 200,000 for one of these big boys. To be fair, you know, it's a great truck. It's a rare one too. There's not very many vehicles in this world like the Hummer. Outside of the weird Lambo truck from back in the day that kind of looked like a Hummer. Minus all of the reliability of the Hummer. Those were great looking trucks though, I can't lie. A lot better than the modern day Urus, that's for sure. It was the Lamborghini LM007, I believe it was. Cool truck. It was pretty cool looking. Like a big Italian Hummer with a V12. Let me see, what's that thing called? Lambo. I believe it was the LM007. Yeah, no, it's the 002. It was a big old Hummer looking truck. It's a pretty good looking truck in my personal opinion. Oh, the LM007 is the car. I was mixing it up. Yeah. No, this, I wouldn't say it looked like a Hummer. It's somewhat like a Hummer, but not really. Here I go, looking stuff up in the middle of videos. But anyways. Great looking truck. But nothing beats the Hummer, baby. The reason why this thing's price has not gone down over the years. There's no reason it would go down. It's a great truck. If anything, it's only getting more expensive, unfortunately. I'm trying to hurry up and get my money up, you know? Why I be telling y'all, I ain't gonna ever let the indecisiveness get at me again. Hey, we out here, baby. And get some cash. I'm trying. I want to drive a big fancy Hummer. Not even a fancy vehicle. It's just a great vehicle. I wouldn't say the Hummer, the H1 Hummer, is fancy. I would. Matter of fact, it's the opposite. It's a rugged truck, and that's what makes it special. Not very many rugged trucks anymore. You know, a lot of trucks are real luxury. Not that that's anything bad. Nothing wrong with a good, comfortable truck when you're working all dang day, so that you don't have spinal issues by the time you're 50. But it's just something special about the ruggedness of a 2006 behemoth. Like the H1 Hummer. H2s are cool, but H1 is where it's at. H3, I'm not a fan. I don't mind it. I love the H1. Don't mind the H2 at all. H3 is... It's a uglier, smaller... It's a uglier, smaller variant of the original two. The H2 is a very gaudy variant of the original, but it still looks pretty good. And then the H3 is just, you know, it's there. Not that it's a bad vehicle, I'm sure it's a decent vehicle, but not a fan of the way it looks in comparison to the first two. Even though the H2 was a very gaudy vehicle, it was actually still a decent off-roader. It was still nice and robust. It was a big, robust vehicle with a good, healthy 6.2 liter V8 to really give it that boost. Very torquey truck too. But, you know, H1 is number one. Literally. You know what I'm saying? Literally and figuratively, you know what I'm saying? It was number one. It's number one because it was quite literally number one. It was number one because the best of all three. Then you got the EV. That thing is a dang behemoth. That thing is huge. Thought the H1 was big. Thing with the EV is even heavier because them dang battery packs. Battery packs heavy as fuck. My problem is I don't give a crap about electric vehicles. Unlike most people. You know? When you're looking for a vehicle, you're looking for a vehicle. I'm not really looking for a vehicle to see if it's gonna, you know, save on gas. There's a lot of little vehicles out here that's gonna save on gas. I need something that's gonna be reliable. Alright. A lot of these little EV joints are not proving their worth. Not proving their worth very well. I know this pose is looking ridiculous right now with her dang foot sticking through the wheel, but yeah, you'll understand once we get there. I'm trying to make sure her hand is on the wheel. We're going to take the picture from the side about where I am now. Definitely not on the wheel. I don't want to make this work. No, we can make it look like it. No, I was trying to do. Okay, I don't think so. Gonna make it touching the wheel. Not enough space. I think whoever scaled this vehicle probably didn't scale it quite 100%. I don't blame them. It's a lot to work with. I mean, modding ain't no just simple, boom, done in like 2 seconds type of thing. But the sizing is a little off. This V is not a large character at all. Like I said, both V's are fucking tiny. Male and female V, especially male V. Like 5'4", 140 pounds. He's a little dude. But the fact that we're struggling to fit a small character into a small Hummer is not good. Figure out how to get the dang lighting to fit in here. That's gonna be a task in itself. Gotta get the lighting to fit in here, man. It's a cramped vehicle, but it ain't that cramped. Not, well, depending on your height, of course. Not so cramped to the point like this. Can't even get her to fit in the truck. Right here is, you know, it's a slight improper scaling. It looked great though. I ain't complaining. I did download it after all. I had an absolutely horrible dream, now that I'm remembering, that I don't know who the heck I was, because I wasn't me. I was somebody. And I was living in some kind of freaking homeless shelter looking joint. There was roaches in it, right? But it wasn't just any old roach, you know what I mean? It wasn't just any old roach you might see on a daily basis. I forgot what one of the peoples in the dream said they were called. I think it was like a blood roach. I think you can already get an idea of where this is about to head to. So these blood roaches, they're huge. Okay, they're like red roaches / German roaches. For those who don't know, that's the ones that fly. They typically got that brownish red color and they fly a lot. Those dang things, and they will bite. But see, these blood roaches, okay, they were more red. They looked like the red roaches, but they were more red, and they were very noticeably heavily armored. They were like any actual beetle. Armored, okay? You know how people be like, oh no, they're not roaches, it's water beetles. It's like, nigga, you got roaches. Okay, there ain't no fucking water beetle that's a roach. Okay? Is a roach a form of beetle? I believe so. But they're not, they're like the weaker, softer of beetles. Matter of fact, let me see. Is a roach a beetle? No, a roach is not a beetle. Okay, they're not beetles. But, you know, well, that makes it even worse on those fucking people who be like, oh man, no, it's just a water beetle. Not a water beetle. The water beetles are actual water beetles. Beetles are fucking tanks. Roaches are tanks for different reasons, though. But, you know, the roach, alright? The roach that we all know and hate. The red ones. Those are the little niggas that fly. They call them American roaches now, but they definitely started life as German roaches. They're just much bigger now because we got so much more crap here. That's why they renamed them. You know what I'm saying? The Germans were much lighter colored joints. Or unless there is a dang difference. Oh, there might actually be a difference between the two. Either way, okay? Either way, the dream started getting spooky not when the roaches popped up, because I done seen a million roaches. I ain't worried about no fucking roach. Okay, the dream got spooky when the roach latched on to whoever the fuck I was and would not let go. And see, what happens is the difference between the roaches in the dream, I know this is probably freaking some people out, but hey, it was a weird dream, alright? Now, you know, a normal roach, they got little jaws. They can't really hold on to you that well. They can bite, but they can't really hold on, right? Well, in this dream, it was holding on quite freaking well because they have they don't even have freaking jaws. They got pincers now. And when they pinched onto whoever the fuck I was in the dream, it had these massive, I mean huge jaws. And of all places, it was right within the armpit. And then it would latch on with his fucking legs and it just wouldn't let go. So in the dream, whoever the fuck I am, I'm running around trying to get people to help me get this dang roach out of my fucking armpit, but they can't because it's latched on. And like I said, it's armored. So it's just sitting there and it's just drinking. And you can literally see the blood. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I need to wake up. I got up now. I'm like, man, that wasn't no nightmare, but that was weird. That was the weirdest dream I had in a hot minute. It was a big one too, just sitting there. And they were everywhere. And they wouldn't get at you right away. They were like any roach. They would kind of just take the opportunity if they think they can, and they would. It's a good thing I don't have fear of roaches anymore, because if I still did, that would definitely be one of those things that would reinstill the fear back into you. That crap was awful. Like whatever type of roach that is, it needs to continue to not exist within the real world. Continue to be a dream. That thing was horrible. It latched on. And nobody within the dream could get it off. So whoever the fuck I was a lot smaller than I am now. I don't think I was black. I was some small, I was a short white person, that's for dang sure. It was weird. And I had a freaking roach stuck to me. I'm like, oh man, you gotta be kidding me. This is one weird dream. Number one, I don't know who the heck I am. Because normally when you dream, you're you. Not in this dang dream. I don't know who the heck I was. Small white person. I was an adult for sure, but I never spoke. So I have no clue what I was. Or who I was. It was one of those weird dreams. Where you don't have an explanation to what the dream is. It's just there. It was one of them realistic ones. You know how you get them realistic dreams where everything feels kind of real? That's what made it worse. It was one of them real feeling dreams. So I can feel, you could feel the bite of it. and then you could feel it drinking. It was awful. Man, this is horrible. Luckily, I had to get up to use the bathroom. That dream, it disappeared. I didn't have that dream when I went back to sleep. That is also the beauty of, you know, I always hear people talking about, man, when I get up, I can't go back to sleep. Luckily for me, I can. I fell right back to sleep. Then I was dreaming about fast cars, if I remember correctly. Drag racing in some old muscle cars. I'm trying to really do that. Forget a dream. I'm trying to do that for real. Minus the blood-sucking roach part. I don't know who the heck I was. Whoever I was, they didn't like talking very much, if ever. There was no screaming, there was no panic, there was no nothing. Just running around with a dang roach sucking your blood. And it was huge, they were big, so it was probably like, you know, you ever heard of a vampire bat? Vampire bats, they suck blood while you're asleep. Problem is, this roach didn't give a crap. It rolled up onto the bed. That was filthy, mind you. Bed was awful. I wouldn't dare sleep. I'd rather sleep on the concrete than whatever that bed was, because you know, bed cloth, it holds stuff. You know, concrete, you scrub the concrete enough, it'll be clean again. Kinda, sort of. Cleaner than that bed was, that's for sure. So wherever I was definitely not living good, that's for sure. The thing is that was confusing is clearly the roach was a strong carnivore kind of roach. Yet only one attacked. Nobody else got attacked. Just my person, whoever I was, got attacked by this large carnivorous roach. I'm sure some people were like, yo, can you please stop talking about that dang roach? My bad, folks. My bad, folks. It was just a very interesting dream. I've never had a dream like that before. It was weird. Nor have I ever had a dream where I was somebody else. That was also the strange part. Normally when I have a dream, especially one of them vivid dreams, I'm still myself. That one, I was not. I was a short white person, so I can only assume I was viewing the eyes of whatever human my brain created. And that person wasn't having a good day. That person was not having a good day, dude. Dreams is weird like that, though. That was just the first time, I think at least. You have so many dang dreams you might not remember. But from what I remember, that's the only time I've ever had a dream where I wasn't myself. I was a whole nother person. Getting attacked by large red roaches, that's some crap. Not red roaches, blood roach, apparently. That's what one of the dudes said in the dream. I can only assume I was a woman because everybody was a lot taller than me, including other women. So I was like, okay, I'm a short little fool getting attacked by roaches. This is some bullcrap. And they all trying to get this dang thing off me. Can't. I don't know if that person ever, I don't know if in that, you know how sometimes in dreams you be, you don't know if the dream you had, how it ends because you woke up. I don't know what happened at the end of that dream. I could only imagine it wasn't too good. That roach was on, it was stuck. It was stuck and it was up. Freaking big blood-sucking roaches, man, shoot. I couldn't imagine. Now, if that was a thing, then I'd have a reason to be afraid of roaches again. When I was a kid, I was scared of roaches because, you know, I was a kid. As an adult, I don't give a crap. I'll stump one right now, son, just because he in my way. You feel what I'm saying? And I got assault guns, too. You ever see those assault guns? If you ain't got an assault gun, you need to get one. You'll never be scared of another bug again, I promise you. And for the flying fools, make sure you got those electric tennis rackets. You'll never be scared of a wasp ever again. You feel me? Any wasp know not to pull up on me. Okay? I don't get pulled up on by bees and wasps no more. They know better than that. They know. You know what I mean? They know I'll be packing. Heat, literally. Okay? They know not to pull up on me. And spiders and stuff like that. Psh, I mean, I was never really scared of spiders. MMA. Oh, that's tight. I didn't know I had MMA dreams. I'm looking for more regular poses. He's on the beach and we're over here looking at fighting poses and crap. There we go. Give me something regular, god dog. That's the last photo for this character. We move on to the next. Texas V. I've never really been afraid of spiders. To me, it all depends. Bugs, whether I should be scared of a bug or not, all comes down to the size of that said bug. If I can look you in the eyes, like I can look a human in the eyes, I don't like that, okay? Looking a human in the eyes, that's perfectly normal. We're all human. Looking a spider in the eyes, that's not normal. I shouldn't be able to look you in your eyes and tell that you're looking at me. You know what I'm saying? At that point, that bug is too dang big. If I can look at you in your eyes and tell that you're staring back at me, you're not a large animal or another human, that's a problem, okay? That's a problem. Except for like praying mantis, just because they have very vivid eyes, and you can very clearly tell that, you know, their little eyeballs be moving around. Spiders, you can't tell. So when you can tell, that's a problem. Roaches, you can't tell. So when you can, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Especially when that thing get to start flying, because they too dang unpredictable. Until I got that electric tennis racket. I don't fear no bug no more. You feel what I'm saying? When I go outside, like to take out the trash or something, and I see bees and stuff flying, and I got that thing in my hand, they can feel the electric pulse. They like, oh shoot, don't pull up on that dude. You know what I mean? And the funny thing is, I'm not even making a joke. That's the truth. Look at that, it opens up. That's the truth. They can literally feel the electric currents coming off that thing. They can feel the energy, so they don't pull up. Look at that. Look at that. Whoever made this mod was brilliant. Now, I mean, they could feel the electrical pulse coming off that joint. They like, oh, don't mess with that dude. Don't pull up on that dude. So you need the tennis racket for flying fools. You need a salt gun for ground fools. Okay, ground fools, they can't feel the electrical currents. What they will feel is the salt enter their body, alright? I ain't gonna lie, some people might be like, you gotta let bugs live. Not when they're in my quarters. Okay? Outside, that's fine. Just don't get too close. I think it's cool. I fucking love Hummers. Don't get too close and we'll be alright. Beautiful. I don't know about no blood roach though. It's a good thing that was all within my dream. Let's head to the last character, shall we? Alright, took a minute. For some reason the outfit was not loading in, but it is loaded in now. I want to test something actually. I want to see if it still can't handle higher graphics. I've been doing all these photos on the lower graphics, and though they look good, they don't look as good as they could. I'm gonna have to do a lot of after editing, you know what I'm saying? Which is kind of something I do anyways, but I would like it if I could do the stuff top notch straight off the bat, then do a little bit of editing, not semi top notch, then more editing. Like I said earlier, if anybody knows a good free editor, let me know at the moment. Okay. For some reason YouTube had just now sent me a a comment that somebody left on one of the videos, on one of my videos. I think it was the Y2K joint. He said, butt ugliest S ever. I'm like, that's where that one dislike came from. I see now. Hey, we're all entitled to our own opinions, even if we are rolling solo on that opinion. Because comments in the watch, or the likes in the watch time says otherwise. The video didn't do super good. Cause I gotta get back into the algorithm. But of the people who watched it, they sure watched it for quite some time. So, you know, my boy's rolling solo, but hey, that's fine. It did help get a little bit of extra views, so I'll take what I can get. Trying to get back on the algorithm, you know, after having foolishly deleted every dang thing. Alright, this fit right here. I mean, check the fit though. We got the deep leather, blue leather boots with the gold caps. Hold on, we gotta turn off the motion blur. Or not motion blur, the depth of field. The deep blue shoes with the gold caps to match the blue and black with the yellow. Okay, gold, yellow, blue with the blue. The black piece there, the black there. The silver to match the silver on the hat. The black to match the black on everything else. Come on, man, we tying it down well. Stop playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like I always say, Okay? You're gonna need, when it comes to doing photos of a fine character, it's gotta be more than just the character's looks. It also has to tie down to the character's superior swag. Look at her swag right now, man. If that don't say country, I don't know what do. Okay? And I kept the makeup that she had from the what was it? The pinup episode. I'm like, you know what, that actually works quite well, because I see a lot of people rock that a lot in the modern day. The dark brown lipstick, which I feel like black women should have been doing, because that crap is fire as fuck. Way better than the red, I ain't gonna lie. Way better than the red in my personal opinion. Red lipstick is cool, but the brown matches the skin tone better. Deep, shiny brown. Uh oh, we're getting shadowed from the boots. Dang. I forgot that happens when you have one too many clothing parts stacked together. It'll work. It'll fit. Gotta make sure we do it right. Add in a bit so there's not so much light scattering on the ground here. Check the fit though, you know what I mean? Check the fit though. Bring it down to about 30. That's good. That's great. See, now this is what the rest of the photo should have looked like in terms of you know, looks. That higher quality, boy, that higher quality. Bring that down a little bit more. About 90. I feel like I'm looking at some Red Dead right now. Red Dead do got them graphics. It ain't quite this game, but it is dang close. Red Dead's graphics are incredible. Mr. Morgan? I need to get actual Red Dead too. I got Red Dead Online. Fucking selling it for $4. Well, why not? Then I found an absolutely incredible tool that some genius made, where you get a whole world all to yourself. When I play Red Dead, I don't have to deal with the griefers or the cheaters. I ain't gonna lie, like I said, there's a few games I happily cheat in. And that is the games where it's online, forced online, and they don't let you do any dang thing about it. First Descendant, which I want to mess around with some more because those maps are really pretty. I don't really care too much for the characters. I mean, they want you to pay like $50 just for a dang skin. I'd rather not. However, the zones, like I said before, you're gonna have to give me more than some pretty characters to get me to play a game. I get it. Alright, you got a little bunch of pretty Asian and white ladies. Alright, that's cool. But me personally, I need way more than that to actually sit back and play a game. Okay. Number one, where's the chocolate at? Okay. Number two, why the fuck is it such a grindy mess? Now I was looking at the Steam statistics on a bunch of games just because. Gmod was still doing pretty well. Black Desert is doing even better than the last time I checked. Last time I checked, it was 11,000 players. Now it's at like 15, and that's just Steam. That's not including console. That's not including, you know, the non-Steam download. Oh, okay, look at Black Desert growing and crap. Right? GTA is still doing extremely well, unfortunately. GTA 6 probably been done, but they still reaping the rewards of GTA 5. And hey, I don't blame them. You know, it's a lot of money sitting back still. What other game is still living and thriving just well? Definitely not First Descendant. That game just came out not too long ago. There are many people who are like myself. You're gonna need a lot more than some pretty characters with their little booties hanging out to get me to play a game. Okay. When the grind is so dang vicious, you dang near can't do anything in the game unless you spend the next 12 hours grinding. Smell food. You know what I'm saying? That's cool and all, but you're not gonna get me to play a game solely based off of, hey, look how pretty all of our characters are. When it's just the simple truth, and I know I'm not the only person who thinks this, I could make way prettier characters. Okay? Easy, son. If we just gonna base it off of that, because that seems to be all First Ascendant is based off of. Grinding your soul away and, you know, pretty characters. My problem is there's not enough diversity within the characters. Now, I know people are like, oh, you know, there's the diversity, the DEI, whatever that bullcrap means, right? But look, if you're gonna make a game solely based around pretty characters, where the chocolate at? Where the Latinas at, okay? Most importantly, oops, I'm turning the light down on accident. Most importantly, where the chocolate at? You know what I'm saying? Second importantly, where the Latinas at, right? You know what I mean? You gotta show love to the Samoan ladies too, where they at? You know what I mean? We don't give the Islander characters no love. Tongans, Hawaiians, Samoans. You know what I mean? And the one other that I can't pronounce because it's a crazy word that I can't pronounce. I'm American, right? I don't know how to pronounce these things. You feel what I'm saying? Where they at? Now, don't get me wrong. I ain't got no issues with the Asian things or the little vanilla things. But where the Filipinos at? You know what I'm saying? Where the Thailanders at? Where the Vietnamese at? It's always white, Japanese, and Korean. You feel what I'm saying? So if you're gonna make a game solely based around looks, there's a lot of other gorgeous folks in this world, right? There really is. Most importantly, where the chocolate at? You know what I mean? Let me stop. But no, for real though, if you're gonna base a game solely based around a bunch of characters' looks, you know you're missing quite a bit. Where the Native Americans at? You know what I mean? Where's everybody? You feel what I'm saying? If you're gonna base a whole game based on looks, gotta be more than just 3 races. You feel what I'm saying? And the one black person there is a dude. It's a dude, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, showed us a little bit of love, that's cool. But you can't have all these other Barbie characters and they're not being, you know what I mean? Full Barbie lineup. You feel what I'm saying? I know people feel what I'm saying. Even though I'd probably still, even if they did do that, I still most likely wouldn't play it. But you know, there's people who do. That game is at like 3,000 players. And that was like a month or 2 ago when I had saw that. So who knows what it's at like right now. Right now it's probably less. I kind of uninstalled it, so I don't know right now. I don't know where it's at right now. Let's see. I did uninstall it. I wasn't playing the crap. I'm like, why do I have this on my computer? Taking up space off my what's name. Let's see. Do I still have? Is it still here? The First Descendant. I only got 2.8 hours in this game. So if you wanted to know how much I actually played, there you go. Very little. That's my issue. You're just gonna. Okay, 4,000 people playing. Somebody said, what will it take to give this game to very positive? A lot. Reduce the severity of the grind. Now, I'm gonna add the game back just because I forgot the photo mode is pretty good. I did test it out, as y'all saw in one of my videos not too long ago. But it stands where it stands. You're gonna need more than some pretty faces to get me to play a game. Especially if that game is wanting you to grind 8 hours of your real life just to make any progress. Now, I'm not saying they should make it so easy to where you could get crap in like 50 minutes or less, because in that, well, to some people, that would kill the grind of the game. But a grind, in my personal opinion, you should have to spend at least 2 to 3 to get something done. And boom, that's it. Not no freaking 8 to 9. And I know what some people thinking, there's probably those hardcore First Descendant players that be playing. It's like, well, it doesn't take me that long. Well, you know, hey, what can I say? You gotta do more in the real world. Because it does take that long. I'm not the only person that thinks that way. This is why the game is dead. Or dying. This game dropped. Everybody and their mother was talking about it. Oh man, a game that's not scared to make beautiful characters. A game that's not scared to make beautiful characters. You know, one of the craziest reasons I get so much love on these videos is the fact that people, oh goodness, I gotta back up. People are surprised that there's a person out there who is more than willing to, you know, show off their characters, the beauty of the characters, the photos and all that without overdoing it. That's one of the main comments I get. I just got a comment like that not too long ago. Was somebody talking about, I forgot what the first, I'm pretty sure it was a woman. Or at least that's what the profile picture was. I don't know. I don't be inspecting people's profiles. At least from what I saw in the profile pictures, it said keep beautiful gaming, keep beautiful women alive in gaming. I had got a comment like that back in the day from a dude. So it's the same, it's both parties. It's both parties. Now, my male viewer is a whole lot higher than my female viewers, but they exist. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing. You had it good in the first go. The problem is that doesn't last super long once you actually play the game and you realize, oh, I gotta grind this and 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 this. Holy crap. I got a job to work. I got family to take care of. I got family who want to see me. You know what I mean? If I don't got my own family to take care of, I got family members who want to see me and crap. I'm grinding away on First Descendant. That's the reason I quit playing Warcraft, was because it was too damn grindy. Now when I get on Warcraft, all I do is hop on level 11 characters who got way more gear than they should. And even that is becoming more and more rare. Even Warcraft is becoming a photo studio for me. And that ain't even retail Warcraft, because realistically, I don't need retail Warcraft for that. My Warcraft photos are far greater and better looking with my own solo private servers than they could ever be with actual Warcraft. So it's like, you know, it comes down to a point where this is too grindy. You know, one of the reasons I've been able to play Black Desert so long, because Black Desert is the only game in the world that I have ever played that caters toward people who want to AFK and still be rewarded. Now, I know what some people are thinking. What kind of thing is being AFK and getting rewarded? That is a company who understands that people in life have better things to do than to spend the next 30 fucking hours grinding something on a video game. You know what I'm saying? That's a company who understands that there are people who want to play our game, but can't always be there to play our game. So we're going to make a system where they can happily AFK, get their rewards, which of course is never going to be as high as the people who hard grind, but it's going to be high enough to where it's satisfactory. And if you play your cards right like I do, shoot, my character, if I log into Black Desert right now, if I'm not mistaken, she's top 5th richest in the fucking game. At least in the US. I don't know about Europe's and Korea and all that. But in the US, she's top 5 right now. And guess what? I don't do a lick of hard grinding. The most hardest grinds I do on Black Desert is when it's time to get some Black Desert photos done. And I need to find spots, so it might take me about an hour, 2, 3, 4 to put it all together. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. Once I'm done, she goes straight to fishing. That's what she does all day until I either turn my computer off for updates, or when Black Desert is updating, I turn my computer off. Although it, you know, it's getting hotter, so I'm probably going to start turning it off more often anyways. Which means she's going to be making less money, but I would also like to preserve my computer, so, you know, less money on Black Desert, or possibly burn my computer out, you know. Less money on Black Desert seems more plausible. You know what I'm saying? That to me is beautiful. I wish Warcraft had something like that. I wouldn't have quit. I'd still be playing. Because then I could grind AFK, and then when I'm ready to play, I can enjoy the game and not have to grind every dang thing. I miss when PvP was fun. You know, back in the day, PvP was, you know, something you did out of the fun of it, out of the necessity of it. Now, when they added Arena, you could tell that's when it was going to go downhill. It stayed good for a very long time, but its downhill became inevitable. Somewhere around MOP was when the course of the entire game really changed. You know what I'm saying? Vanilla was the beginning. Where we at? One more photo? Vanilla was the beginning of the game. We all understood that this is a brand new game and it's the greatest new game we've ever played in our fucking life. TBC was a slight refinement. It wasn't perfect, but it was a little better than where it was, in a way. Not 100% because some things were lost, but some new things were gained. So, it wasn't a whole lot to complain about. A lot of that right there, we're gonna go with that right there. The chaps, the boots, it all fit perfectly. You know what I'm saying? We all knew where the game was heading, and it seemed like it was great. Then Wrath Lynch King dropped and things just got even better. Now we don't have to run all the way to our dungeons. Oh man, this is beautiful. You know what I mean? Then Cataclysm came around. Though it was fun for some people, like myself, it wasn't great for a lot of other people. I personally, I ain't gonna lie, I was blinded by great PvP. The PvP held me off the entire expansion. I had zero issues throughout Cataclysm. Because of that, I was blinded by the true downfall of the game. Was Cataclysm the downfall of the game? Absolutely. Did I have a great fucking time? I sure did. But, you know, I was blinded. I thought that because I was easily tanking raids, what I saw was, man, I'm such a good tank. What I didn't see was that, you know, things may be easier than we realized. To the point where, you know, now in the modern day, you can't get nothing done without having the super ultra gear scores and this and that extra bullcrap. Man, I got a real life I'm trying to live, son. I ain't trying to be sitting here grinding fucking games for hours. And that's where First Descendant fell off. They made that crap too fucking grindy. The grind on that game is insane. I never got any dang thing done. And like I said, it's not just me talking from the standpoint of a guy who sucked at the game or something. Because to me, the game was easy. It was the grinding part. Once you get to the grinding part, you realize, oh, they expect you to be playing this like 6, 7, 8 hours a day. I'm not going to be doing that. The game fell off hard as fuck, so it definitely not just me talking. Game lost like 96% of its players. Let me see. What was the charts? Real quick before we end this off. First Descendant. I'll tell you right now, if I do decide to play First Descendant again, I will be cheating. I'm sure somebody got a mod menu and I will have it. Matter of fact, I know a dude who makes mad mod menus for free. The best mod menus for free. For offline games and certain online games that should have been offline, like First Descendant. Which is another thing that makes no sense. Much like Warframe. Why is there a solo option for an online game? Why didn't you just make it an offline game in the first place? But, you know, money. Player charts. Let's see. Now, most games, when they first start out, they last for a healthy portion of the time. Let me see. Oh. First Descendant started off with 115,000. Then it boiled and it steadied out at around 20,000 for a long time. And then, you know, I mean, that says it right there. Most games will boil down and they'll sit around 20 to 15 to 13,000. 15, I say 15 to 13. I went backwards. 15 to about 30,000, I would say, is a good, healthy, long-lasting game. First Descendant is now seeing a regular of about 4,000 from where it once was. That's not good. They lost 50. Oh no, this says more. Oh no, I'm reading it wrong. That was 50% players within that short amount of time. And the problem is that grind. You're gonna need more than a bunch of fine characters. when the grind is that rough. It comes at cost of good gameplay and not having to grind your life away. You know what I'm saying? That's why I ain't do crap with First Ascendant. If I do go back to First Ascendant, because it does have pretty maps, I will give it that. Pretty maps, pretty graphics. Outside of its, you know, just a bunch of pretty characters. Which, like I said, there's a lack of, the diversity is lackluster, alright? Like I said, I ain't got no problem with white folks. Well, I ain't got no problem. I smacked the crap out of my mouse. I don't know if y'all saw that. I ain't got no problem with, you know what I mean, some little vanilla Barbies and crap, some little Korean and Japanese Barbies. You feel what I'm saying? But where the chocolate at? But look, man, outside of that, though, this has been your boy, Jeton Legendary. If you enjoyed this video, that's good. If you didn't enjoy this video, that's good. Either way, you watched it. That was all 3 Southern characters. I wanted to do Southern landscapes, but the dang game kept crashing on you, boy. Probably because I had Black Desert running. I didn't think about it till later. But, hey, with that being said, these did come out absolute heat, especially the last set, since we were able to do them on maximum graphics. A little bit of editing though. I think I left volumetric fog on. It was a little gray, so I'm gonna add some color into those. Oh, it's not on. Ah, okay, it's all good. I'm gonna add some more color into them. With that being said though, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button. You can check out the gaming channel because I will be uploading the behind the scenes to that channel. You know, Fortnite map builds, the behind the scenes of when I'm building sceneries on Cyberpunk and stuff like that, Skyrim, whatever else, Fallout, and on any other game I do photos with. Music channel, Instagram, that's where I post most of these photos. DeviantArt for the stuff that's just a little too much for Instagram, but never too much. Never too much. That being said, I'm out.